Hello, welcome back to another video. Um, so here's another video, and this time let's explain something about science. Okay, so today we can explain about what is rust. Now you might have heard what's rust. Well, yeah, almost everyone knows that it's when metal, iron in particular, gets exposed to the open and becomes crumbly and turns brownish red. So we'll be explaining that in a bit with a bit more detail, and let's explain on how it occurs. So how rust forms is, yeah, I've told you how it forms. Now let's take a chemical chemical perspective, and look, here is, let's take iron, and when it gets exposed to the air, the oxygen in it, it'll get mixed up and it'll turn into iron oxide, also known as rust. So this is brownish reddish in color, and is what you see when in old iron tools. Here is an example. Here, I'll show you. There it is. See, this old knife is like very old, and here you can see the old the rust where it's starting to turn to iron oxide. It's crumbly and it's not smooth, and so it's also not very healthy because it poses health hazards such as tetanus and other diseases. So so anyway, back to this. Okay, so iron is not the only metal which rusts. Some other examples are copper, magnesium, aluminum, stuff like that. So with the other elements such as copper, the same process happens, and it also occurs here, look, with magnesium. So magnesium reacts with oxygen to create magnesium oxide, but the thing is, it reacts so fast, it reacts a lot faster. Same thing with aluminum too. Okay, but write it here because it's easy. Al plus O2 equals to AlO2, which is the chemical chemical name. So the thing is, each of these metals rust in their own specific time. For example, for magnesium to rust, it takes just days. That's it. Then for aluminum, it takes a few months for it to weather and tarnish and rust. For iron, it will take a bit longer, about the same speed as copper, when copper will take about a few years and the copper will start to turn green. Now, there's an interesting thing. You know gold, right? Like, it's a very popular metal which is made for jewelry and stuff. It's known for being the purest metal of all. In fact, if it reacts with oxygen, can you guess what happens? Yes, that's right. It just does not rust. Whereas all of these other metals that I said rust, gold simply does not rust. It's that pure. Okay, so now I've explained how rust forms. You've seen it, and you've also seen an example of what rust looks like. If you aren't aware of what it is, it is pretty unlikely. So now let's I'll just say a couple of interesting facts about rust. Okay, so to start with, do you know the reason why? Did you know that the reason why Mars is so red is because there's a lot of iron oxide in its surface? And also, iron rust is actually good for us in a way, because the iron will mix with the soil, giving it a brown color, and it will grow up in the plants, and we'll eat it, and it gives us the hemoglobin present in our blood. So yeah, so that's it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.